So this is a thing. Okay. All right. The Bengals are granting Trey Hendrickson the ability to go out there and find a trade partner for himself. Today, the news came out that they're not trading away T. Higgins and they're closing the door on every opportunity from other teams, which absolute W for the Bengals. We need to keep T 100%. But we also need to keep Trey. We need to keep both of them. And yeah, it is what it is. We'll see where this all ends up pivoting out. You know, at the end of the day, we're going to have to hopefully, I'm thinking about what would we get a return for with Trey? Because this is a weird situation. He's coming off his best year, right? Having a fantastic year. He doesn't have many injuries recently at all. It's not like, you know, you have to deal with like an injury issue or anything like that. He's 29 years old. Actually, he's actually had tied for his best year. So he had 17 and a half sacks this year, 17 and a half sacks last year. So back-to-back best years of his career. He doesn't really have injury issues, so that's going to be a good factor in the end here. 30 years old, going to be 31 when the season starts, but for edge rushers, they can be very successful up to 35. Right now we see Von Miller, he's still very successful, and he is currently in that ballpark range. So let me go ahead and pull up Von Miller up, for example. And Von Miller a couple of years ago got a contract when he was like around Trey's age, and he got a massive deal. You can see Trey, Von, he's obviously injured a little bit, but still 6 sacks, obviously 8 sacks, 5 sacks, 4.5, so 9.5. Obviously, he's not as good as when he was 30, but he's still good. Yeah, man, obviously, we're not going to trade inside the division. We're not going to trade to Buffalo. We're not going to trade to KC. If we traded him, it would be an NFC team at best. And again, like, what would you get for Trey? I would assume a first-round pick. At least a first-round pick. But I don't know, because trades recently, especially even top-tier players, you don't always get like a guaranteed first-round pick. And some of these players get traded for a lot less. We traded Joe Mixon for a 7th-round pick, which, coming off a 1,400-yard season, I figured he would at least go for a 5th or a 4th or a 5th, potentially. But it seems like that's not always the case when it comes to these trades. The thing about it is the Bengals are really... how do I put this? They're very Scroogey when it comes to trades. Unless they feel like they're winning a times 1,000, they won't work out a deal, right? They need to feel like the trade is benefiting them more than it's benefiting the other team. So that's why we don't see many trades with the Bengals, because they only do it when they feel like they're winning. This trade would not be there's no way they're going to finesse a team like 3 first-round picks or something, right, for this potential. At best, a team would offer maybe a first-round pick and a player. Yeah, that's going to be one of those situations, man. Now, there has been reports recently that we were open to trading him, but we were way off. Like, whatever they were offering wasn't close to what we wanted. It wasn't even in the same ballpark range, which does kind of beg the question. I don't think there will be a situation where we do get a trade done, just because of how the Bengals are. I don't think we're going to get a trade that the Bengals feel is worth going ahead and getting rid of him. Because you also got to keep in mind another key factor here, and that's the fact that Trey does have one more year left on his contract. So the Bengals can keep him, stay, he could still be on the team, and just let him play out the last year of his contract and then let him go. That's also still a factor. Again, there's so many factors, man. If we lose Trey, okay, I just want this to kind of be realization. We're going to lose Jermaine Pratt. We're going to trade him because he wants to be traded. If we lose Trey, we lost Sam Hubbard. We're going to lose Joseph Asai. We're going to lose Cam Sample. We lost Sheldon Rankins. We lost Von Bell. We lost Mike Hilton. Like, those are all the players we lost. And while, yes, I agree, we're going to pay T, we're going to pay Chase, we're going to, keep that tandem going. At some point, you don't have any more defensive players to talk about. Like, unless we're going to go into next season with all rookies, and even then it's not true because we're going to have 6 draft picks. And once we sign T and once we sign, Chase, we're not going to have all the money in the world to go on a splurge in free agency for defense. Like, we really are losing a lot on defense. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much we're truly losing on defense here. We're not in a situation where we can just give up more and more assets on defense. This is... Again, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. If they can't work out a long-term deal with him, this is the right thing to do for the player, is to let him go out there and try to find a new team. So, clearly, whatever the case is, this is not... It's not working out on Trey's end. Whatever the deal is, they're just not working it out. But man, this is frustrating. This is frustrating to say the least. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. Again, like I said, that's really the best way I could put it. It's got to keep our heads up and keep trucking through, because if we can't work out a contract with T, and we go into this year with him on potentially a franchise tag, plus all this other stuff we're losing on defense. We got Al Golden, but we have nothing to give him. We got Al Golden, but our defense is plummeted. What is Al Golden getting? A corpse? Yeah.